The Abominable Love, a novel by Dr. A. Ahmed. This is an intriguing epic story which resonates with love, resilience, courage, and sacrifice. Copyrights. All rights are reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means without the prior written permission of the author, except by a reviewer, who may quote brief paragraphs for a review to be printed in a public newspaper, general magazine, school journal, or university article. This tale is a work of fiction, but the entire novel is based on a real love story between an Arab girl and an African boy. All names, characters, places, and events are either the product of the author's imagination or used literary. Therefore, any resemblance to actual people, living or dead, events, or locales is merely coincidental. Chapter 23. The Blackmail and Insidious Sexual Deal by the Pimp Lady. Less than a week later, from the day Haja Shadu expressed her low opinion about men, she came again to visit her elderly mother and her nephew Hamada. Shortly after, she sent the effeminate boy to call Aman and ask her to come and meet her. When the gay boy came to Haj Abdullah's house, he found the runaway bride, who had fled justice, Insaf, sitting in a room alone and reading a book. Hamudi came quietly from behind and walked on his tiptoes, put his hands around her head and closed her eyes. Then he shouted in her ears like Aladdin's genie who came out of a magic lamp and frightened and astonished her. The beautiful Kaslawian girl reacted with a scream of terror as if she had discovered a rogue goblin standing behind her. Hamada said in a feminine, emasculated, gay voice, "I told you, girl, that I would scare you one day. I wouldn't have been so frightened and jumped out of my chair if I hadn't been reading this book of story. It is a horror story about ghosts, goblins, and jinn. Oh, sweet sugar Mimi, I have a surprise for you." "What is this surprise?" "Today, my wealthy aunt, Haja Shada, returned to our house and brought you a beautiful dress as a valuable gift." "It's just for me." "Yes, the valuable gift is for you alone, and you know that the gift cannot be given or sold." "Why it is for me in particular, and not for one of the 3 daughters of Haj Abdullah and Haja Maryam?" "I think she likes you because you charmed her with your unparalleled beauty." "Where is this beautiful dress that you said is a valuable gift for me alone from your rich aunt?" "She said you should come to our house and get it yourself." "I can't leave the house and go with you. Haja Maryam is asleep. I can't disturb her sleep and wake her to get her permission. All 3 of her daughters are in school now. Haja Maryam does not prevent her daughters from coming to our house. We are more than neighbors. We are like one family. I know she trusts you, but I can't leave because it's not good if someone comes and there will be no one to greet him. But, sweetie, every visitor who comes will knock on the outside door. We will hear his knocking in our house and come and open the door for him. Well, I won't stay more than 5 minutes at your house. This is enough time to get your beautiful dress from the hands of my generous aunt, who loves you more than she loves any other girl in the entire world." Iman had gone to Hamada's house several times before with the 3 sisters, but she had never gone there alone. This is the first time she has gone there without the knowledge, permission, and company of one of the girls from Haj Abdullah's family. As soon as Haja Shada saw her, she stood on her feet and hugged her passionately and eagerly, as if she is a lesbian espousing her female lover. "My heart began to love you, my sweetheart, from the day I saw you. Honestly, I fell in love with you at first sight. If I were a man, I would have married you now, slept with you, stolen your virginity, tasted your honey by licking your circumcised pussy with my tongue, and made you taste my honey by sucking my pussy too." Iman, of course, is not a lesbian. She had fallen in love with 3 boys before, Dang, Samir, and William, therefore she has become upset by those deviant sexual words which are loaded with the lust of a shameless lesbian woman. However, she didn't say a word but became terrified. When the beautiful Kaslawian girl did not speak to her, Haja Shada continued, "Sit in this chair, Mimi." "Thank you, Auntie Shada," Iman said after she overcame the shock of the lustful words that she thought were coming from a lesbian. "Please, my beloved Mimi, do not call me again, Aunt Shada. I am known by my religious title, Haja Shada, and if you do not acknowledge my pilgrimages and umrah to the sacred house of God in Makkah city, then call me, my beloved Shada. I'm sorry, Haja Shada, I forgot the honorable Islamic title that you deserve, because you said you visited the house of God 7 times. Hamada, can you leave me alone with my beloved Mimi? I have an important secret that I want to share with her. Iman is surprised and become even more terrified when Haja Shada asked her effeminate nephew Hamada to leave so that she could spend some time alone with her because she has a secret that she wanted to reveal to her. Her mind confirmed to her that the abnormal woman, Shada, is really a lesbian, and she wants to jump over her and then fucks her with a plastic penis or licks her vagina with her tongue, as the lesbian does with her female lover while practicing lesbianism. She started trembling and sweating. She decided not to engage in such a hateful and forbidden act with a homosexual woman. Haja Shada noticed the sudden change and extreme fear in the face of the beautiful Kazlawian girl, Iman. Don't be afraid of me, Mimi. Sit back, relax, and listen to me. Firstly, I have this beautiful dress as a free gift for you. It is an extremely expensive dress. I bought it for you in Paris from Christian Dior store during my recent trip to France. Believe it or not, honey, I did not buy any gift to any one of Haja Maryam's girls, not even a pencil or a notebook. Iman said in a muffled voice, "Thank you for your generosity and love for me, Haja Shada." Then Haja Shada stood and placed the expensive dress on Iman's lap. When she did that, she sat on her knees in front of her and began speaking to her passionately, while her evil eyes began to send sparks of flame flying from them like a cobra has its victim within her tongue's reach. Listen, Iman, I am not like the uneducated religious man, Hajj Abdullah, nor his illiterate wife, Haja Maryam. I am an educated woman and studied until the 10th grade before leaving school and becoming a business tycoon. I browse and read local and international newspapers every day. When Haja Shada mentioned the newspapers, Iman started trembling and sweating. Calm down, girl. I haven't said anything to you yet that would make you so afraid and terrified of me. While her heartbeat became like an African drum, Iman remained silent. Her throat became dry. She is choked with terror. She started coughing loudly. I think you have guessed what your dangerous secret is that I want to share with you. Iman said with great fear, Not at all, Haja Shada. Take a look at this picture. Isn't this your picture? Iman looked at her large picture that filled half the front page of the newspaper. She tried to speak, but no words came out of her mouth, which dried up in terror. This is your photo, girl, and this is a lengthy article written about you. You have been accused of 3 horrific murders, 2 robberies, and adultery with your black Negro friend, Ding. Iman said while crying, Please, Haja Shada, do not believe these false accusations written about me in this newspaper. I am an innocent girl. I am not accusing you of these heinous crimes, but the law is accusing you. You are a criminal girl escaping from the police. You are still a dangerous suspect who is running away and hiding from the law. If I pick up the phone and call the police, you will spend the rest of your life in prison. Who knows that you might even be hanged to death for these heinous crimes you committed in 3 cities. Please, Auntie Shada, do not call the police. I am completely innocent of these false charges. Consider me like your daughter. Stop crying and listen to me. I am not a cruel woman. If you do what I want you to do, no one will know about your crimes. Please, my dear aunt, I ask you and beg you by the house of God, to which you have performed Hajj rituals 7 times, let me go. I promise you that I will escape from Hajj Abdullah's house. You don't need to run away. Stay where you are hiding now. Just do what I tell you to do for me, even just once. What do you want me to do for you, my good Aunt Shada? I have a friend at my house now. He is a Saudi man. He is an extraordinarily wealthy and elderly man about your grandfather's age. He won't even touch you with his hand. The only thing he will ask you to do for him is to show him your naked body without your underwear. I cannot do that obscene act, Aunt Shada. This is a dreadful thing for a noble Arab girl like me to do. I have never exposed my naked body to any man before. Okay, Insaf, the fugitive bride, this is my deal. Do what I want you to do for me, and you will be safe in hiding in the house of Haja Maryam and her 3 honorable and chaste daughters. Reject that simple request that does not involve adultery or obscenity, and go to prison while you are chained hands and legs as a criminal. Please, Aunt Shada, do not treat me like a bad girl. I am also an honorable and chaste girl like Haja Maryam's daughters. Who told you that if an honorable and chaste Arab girl shows her naked body to a man, she will become a bad woman? Go and watch Egyptian movies in all the cinemas in Khartoum City. Arab girls who are younger than you and more beautiful expose their naked bodies every day in front of millions of people. But this is an incredibly terrible thing for a good Arab girl to do. I don't want to do that in front of any man. Look, my dear, sweet Mimi, this Saudi Arab man is an impotent man. So, he won't do anything bad to you. He will only look at your sexy naked body for just 5 minutes. He will not even touch you with one of his fingers, nor will he take any pictures of you standing naked in front of him in the living room of my other house. Looking at the deer with the eye will not kill it. Besides, darling of my soul, Mimi, he is an extraordinarily rich man and will pay us a good sum. But I do not want to sell my body or display it naked to any man, no matter how high the price is that he will pay me. When the pimp Shada realized that she would not convince Aman with her words, she went to the phone and picked up the receiver. She started dialing a number. Aman ran, grabbed her hand, and begged her to stop. Please, Auntie Shada, do not hand me over to the police. If you don't want me to make the call to the police, do as I ask you to do. Please, Aunt Shada, don't force me to do such a dreadful thing. I can do anything else for you except this. Listen, Insaf Salah al-Junaid, I learned from this newspaper's article that you are the fugitive wife who killed her husband, Haj Taha, on their first wedding night in the city of Gadaref. And you fled in the middle of the night and took the train or bus and came here. So, you are not the Kaslawian girl, Iman Salah al-Junaid, who came as a visitor from the city of Kassala, as Haja Maryam told me. You are a criminal girl escaping justice and hiding in Haj Abdullah's house. Therefore, if I call this number for Khartoum police again, I will not listen to your request. I'm telling you for the last time. Wear this beautiful dress that I bought especially for you today from Saad Gishra women's clothing stores in Khartoum City and come with me immediately and do what I asked you to do. The rich old Saudi man is in my house. But, Auntie Shada, I am fasting now. How can I do this reprehensible act while I am fasting during the blessed month of Ramadan? What is the problem if you are fasting? Even the Saudi man and I are fasting today as well? Did you not read in your Islamic education class at school that the Holy Prophet Muhammad used to kiss his wife Aisha on the lips while he was fasting? Okay, Haja Shada, I will come with you, but let me do that after I break my fast at sunset today. The Arab man will return to his country, Saudi Arabia, this afternoon. Therefore, he will not wait until you break your fast in the evening. I've given you enough time to think about it, but it seems like you're trying to trick me and get away from me. I'll tell you, you murderous wife Insaf, what will happen to you if I call the police? The police will beat you with batons in the interrogation room, gang rape you daily, and finally, the criminal court judge will sentence you to capital punishment and hang you to death. However, if you accept my simple, humble suggestion and request, you will be saved from all these evils. Okay, Auntie Shada, I will come with you now. But you must promise me that this rude old Arab man will not touch my naked body even once. If he touches your sexy naked body even with his fingernail, take a knife and kill me in front of him, then slaughter him as well. Are you going to ask me to do such reprehensible and indecent acts again? I told you, my sweetheart and my lovely princess, you will never see him again. The pimp, Shada, added, the old man will return to his homeland and his holy city, Mecca, at noon, and will never return to our beloved country, Sudan, again. The bride Insaf, who is fleeing from justice, has been forced to acquiesce to this cunningly orchestrated blackmailing sexual deal with the evil pimp, the devil incarnate woman, Haja Shada. Then the beautiful Kaslawian girl, Iman, angrily and sadly, wore the beautiful dress that showed half of her hidden body's charm. That done, she followed the effeminate boy Hamada's and out of the house, and then into the street. The evil pimp holds Aman's hand tightly as if she is a policewoman escorting a dangerous criminal to the dungeon. By this time, Haja Shada had already sent her nephew, Hamada, to her house because she has a malicious role for him to play for her in this secretly concocted evil deal. Then the pimp woman stopped a taxi and pulled the runaway wife, Insaf, into the back seat and sat next to her. The driver drove for 20 minutes and then stopped in front of a beautiful house. When they entered the house, Iman saw an old man sitting alone in the living room. From his clothes, white robes, and headband, Iman recognized him as a Saudi sheikh. She guessed that the old geezer might be more than 70 years in his age and not less than the age of her alleged Muslim husband whom she had killed on their first wedding night. Sheikh Abdo, the pimp Shada, said in the sweet voice of a young teenage girl, "This is my beautiful, sweet daughter, Mimi. She agreed to entertain you sexually and make you relive your youthful days, but only for a few minutes. She is an exceptionally devout, honorable, and chaste Muslim girl. She would never do this forbidden act with any other man but you." The voluptuous old hunchbacked Arab geezer said with his vile mouth that had no natural teeth, "God bless you and Allah bless her. She is as beautiful as a hurry virgin of paradise." Mimi is 18 years old and has never slept with a man before. She is still a virgin. "I swear on the grave of my late father, Haj Hassan, that I examined her private parts with my 10 fingers and confirmed that her tight, circumcised pussy still retains its hymen intact to this day." By placing her right hand on the Holy Quran, Iman swore that she would not allow a man to insert his penis into her purified vagina and steal her virginity, except for her future Muslim husband, who would marry her according to the Book of God, the Holy Quran, and the Sunnah of his beloved Prophet Muhammad. May God bless him and grant him peace. The elderly Saudi sheikh said after wiping his right hand on his tall, white beard which is like leprosy and his aged face, "May our honorable Prophet Muhammad, may God bless him and grant him peace, give her a good Muslim husband and may Allah bless them with many sons and daughters." "My dear Mimi, hurry up, take off your dress and underwear, then show your honorable uncle Sheikh Abdo what I asked you to show, but do it quickly. I will send you to Hajj Abdullah's house when you finish, and that will be before sunset and prior the sound of the Ramadan canon is heard." When the pimp Shada gave her evil orders to the innocent girl Iman, she went to her room and picked up the phone. She quickly dialed another number and waited for a response. "Can I speak to the police officer Yasser Talha? This is Officer Yasser talking to you." A harsh voice is heard speaking on the other line. "Hello, Hazrat Janabo. Yes, this is your sweet mother-in-law, Haja Shada. I have brought to my palace the beautiful virgin girl I had told you about her. She agreed to do everything for me. She is as beautiful as an angel and virgin maiden of heaven and as sexy as an Indian film heroine. Yes, come to my house as soon as possible. Just tell her what I told you and she will sleep with you today in my bed as if she is your virgin bride. Yes, come with the police car and your khaki uniform immediately. She now knows that I learned about her past criminal life and knew who she was. We hold something extremely dangerous against her. I promise I can bring her to my house anytime you want her naked in bed. Yes, she will be yours alone and I will not show her to any other wealthy man among my many clients. I promise you with my beautiful eyes that I will never show her stunning beauty and sexy body to any other rich man. Then hurry up and come flying on the carpet of wind and enter your bride and enjoy fucking her circumcised pussy, penetrating her hymen, and stealing away her virginity. I swear on my father's grave that I examined her private parts today with my middle finger and found that her tight pussy has a hymen in it. Come now and stuff your big cock into the small hole of her little pussy that you fucked me with until you made me squirm and scream from the pain I felt inside my already deflowered pussy." The obscene words of the pimp and the whore made the police officer's cock stand like a Ramadan cannon inside his khaki uniform. So, he rushes out of his office as if he's chasing a beautiful, sexy criminal girl who has murdered a woman and is about to flee the crime scene. He wants to reach her alone and rape her near the murdered woman's body before putting her in the women's prison. This is what he did repeatedly in the interrogation room with the accused girls who became helpless victims in his hands. Once the pimp lady made her second evil deal against Iman, she went to the bathroom and quietly knocked on the door. Haja Shada whispered, "Are you in the toilet, Hamudi?" A soft female voice said, "Yes, I am hiding here, Haja so-so." Did you secretly photograph her with him after she took off her clothes and showed him her sexy naked body? Yes, Haja Shushu. I photographed her completely naked. She became naked without a single piece of cloth on her sexy body. Did she take off everything, even her undergarments like her underwear and bra? Yes, she showed him her hairy pussy and big buttocks. He made her spin like a table fan several times in front of him while she was naked as on the day she came out of her mother's pussy. You did well, my nephew Hamudi. I'll pay you a lot of pennies for that. Go and hide inside my bedroom near my large bed and cover yourself with a sheet or cloth so that no one can see you. When she sleeps with police officer Yasser while they are naked, then you must take more pictures of her having sex with him. Don't tell anyone about this yet. With these explicit nude photos, we can blackmail them both. Well, I will do that too, my rich Aunt Shada. Shortly after, the evil woman returned to the living room and found Aman getting dressed. Okay, Sheikh Abdo, I will see you again this evening at Khartoum International Airport. Have you prepared the amount of the check for this pleasant secret transaction which you spent in an illicit seclusion with the beautiful Virgin Mimi? Asked the greedy woman. Sheikh Abdo said, I have the check here in your name, but don't take more than half the money. Give this sweet virgin, Mimi, half of it in full, as I agreed with you. Iman said angrily while crying, I told you, you dirty old man, I don't want your money. God will punish you because you forced me to show my naked body to you and saw my private parts against my will while I am fasting. Haja Shada said seriously, calm down, Mimi. If you speak in this offensive way again to my beloved Saudi Sheikh Al-Jalil Al-Hajj Abdo, I will call the police and hand you over to them while you are tied with ropes. The word police caused the impudent Saudi Sheikh Abdo to stand up from the sofa and quickly leave the house and disappear. Then Iman angrily said to the pimp, Shada, now let me go back to Hajj Abdullah's house. The fugitive bride, Insaf, decided that as soon as she returned to the good man's house, she would run away and look for another refuge. Iman expected that the woman who pimped her would always blackmail her sexually and turn her into a sex slave for her rich clients. Because you said that dreadful thing to my friend Sheikh Abdo, I will never speak to you again. Don't you know that he is my Arab husband, and I am his Sudanese wife? I mean I am his Misyar's wife who has no real sex with him because he is impotent. I'm sorry, Auntie Shada, for what I said to your secret Arab husband. I felt disgusted when I exposed my private parts in front of that old Saudi man who was older than my late grandfather Al-Junaid. Okay, my sweetheart Mimi, I won't let any other old man see your sexy naked body again. I admit my horrific mistake and I am ready to apologize to you, my sweet Insaf Salah Al-Junaid, while I am on my knees. Thank you, Haja Shada. There is no need for you to kneel before me and ask for my forgiveness. Now please send me to the house of the honorable old man, Hajj Abdullah, who found me eating from a filthy garbage container and brought me home and took care of me as his own daughter. I wanted to send you to Haja Maryam's house as soon as possible, but one of my friends called me on my mobile phone while I was in my room. That phone call came while you were here. You were practicing a temporary dowry-paid enjoyment marriage with my Saudi husband, Sheikh Abdo. The caller is the Sudanese person who told me about your crimes and showed me the newspaper that mentioned them and had your picture in it. He is a policeman and a senior officer in the Khartoum Investigation Department. He is on his way to my house now. He's coming to make a secret deal with you. However, he is not a homosexual man, or a castrated slave, or impotent old geezer, or the like of those useless guys whose dicks do not erect when they see a hot girl, like you, as my Saudi husband, Sheikh Abdo. So, without a doubt, he will ask you to fuck him even once, and he will insert his cock into your pussy and crave your honey, and you will crave his honey. If you do not want to have forbidden sex with him, you can have a temporary mutta marriage, even for just 1 hour. He will tell you, I marry you myself, and you will say to him, I marry you myself, and then you can fuck each other and have halal Islamic sexual intercourse in my bedroom and on my bed. I will not interfere between you and him. It is up to you both to settle the sexual deal for a temporary marriage between you and God and his messenger. He told me that he could hide you here in my mansion and not expose your crimes to the police if you agreed to sleep with him just once. I will ask him to use a condom so that you do not get pregnant with a bastard child and give birth to Walid Haram. The runaway bride, Insaf Salah al-Junaid, listened to the evil woman's words and understood from them that she is planning to blackmail her forever. She intends to turn her into a sexual commodity for sale to rich men to satisfy her greed for wealth, which only the fires of hell can satisfy. She has concluded that Haja Shada has kidnapped her from Haj Abdullah's house and intended to hold her captive in her home. Iman guessed correctly that Shada is not an import and export trader, but rather a pimp who trades in girls' bodies and makes a profit from selling their thighs to lustful Arabs and Sudanese rich men. She also expected that the police officer Yasser coming to the procurer's house would blackmail her continuously to satisfy his lust for her sexy body. When the beautiful Kazlawian young woman, Iman, imagined herself being turned into a prostitute and a sex slave forever at the hands of the pimp, Shada, and her many lustful wealthy men, she decided to put an end to it before it was too late. So, without words, she quickly grabbed a vase made of stainless steel and ran towards the evil woman. The frightened pimp turned her back and tried to run for her life. She stumbled onto the couch and fell flat on her back. Iman reached her at that moment and threw the heavy vase at her big head. The heavy metal fractured Haja Shada's skull and killed her instantly. Her eyes became bulging like a witch killed in a horror movie, and her vile mouth became foaming with slugs and blood. The horrific sight of the evil woman's corpse reminded Insaf of the corpses of the old man, Haj Taha, and her friend Badriya. Therefore, she turned her face away from it and quickly left the house of the vile, greedy pimp lady. She then entered one of the crowded streets of Khartoum city and fled as if Satan the devil is chasing her with a double-edged sword in his hand. Chapter 24. Mass arrests of girls in the capital city of Sudan. The killing of Haja Shada terrified the runaway bride, Insaf, and made her flee with the same speed as she had previously fled from between the killed bodies of her 77-year-old husband Haj Taha and her roommate, Badriya Adarub. Police officer Yasser Talha discovered the dead body of the evil woman a few minutes after the murderous girl had fled the crime scene. He had come to sexually blackmail her and make her a victim ready to fulfill his sexual desire whenever he wanted her in bed. Neighbors gave good descriptions of the people who left the house that day. The first was an old Saudi man who left the house in a hurry. They recognized him as a Saudi sheikh from his jilbab on his body and his headband on his square head. The second person was a beautiful girl who escaped from the house shortly after the old Arab man disappeared. The beautiful girl ran away from home as if someone wanted to kill her. The third person was the nephew of Haja Shada, known to the neighbors as the effeminate homosexual Hamada. Because of his feminine behavior, the neighbors thought that he was either a gay man who had a male lover or a faggot boy who practiced sodomy with everyone. Hamada also ran out of the house as if he had seen something terrifying happen inside. The police arrested Muhammad Hussein, known as Hamada, from his home and extracted the truth from him. They also seized the camera film they found in the house of the murdered pimp and developed some nude photos of the girl. She was accused of being a high-profile prostitute who was brought to the wealthy old Saudi man by the murdered woman, the pimp Haja Shada. The Saudi sheikh had sex with the teenage Sudanese girl and paid a hefty sum of money to both the prostitute and the pimp who brought her to him. Because of the dispute over the division of the generous sum of money, the prostitute girl killed the pimp woman. The family of Haj Abdullah Othman had sheltered the prostitute girl for a period of time without knowing that she was a slut. She is known to the family as a mon and pretends to be a devout Muslim girl who prays and fasts. The police were able to identify the accused as the same girl who killed her friend Badriya a few months ago. It was also a quarrel over a financial dispute, which led to the first murder. The late Badriya was also a street prostitute. She was arrested 3 times by the police in connection with the same illegal activities of disguised prostitution. The 2 girls, Badriya and Ashraka, claimed to be students at the University of Khartoum, which enabled them to rent an apartment together. The next day, the newspapers published a huge photo of Aman and many stories about her. She was described as a dangerous criminal girl involved in 4 murders and 2 robberies. The Gadaref police accuse her of killing her infant and throwing his remains in a creek near her parents' house. She committed adultery with someone, became pregnant before marriage, and gave birth to a bastard child. She also killed her husband, Haj Taha, on their first wedding night. In addition, she killed her roommate, Badriya Adarub, by stabbing her in the chest with a large dagger, and brutally slaughtered a pimp named Haja Shada by hitting her in the head with an iron vase and splitting her skull in two. The police also accused the girl of stealing expensive jewelry from a wealthy Arab family in Port Sudan City known as the Massoud family. She also broke the safe of a church pastor who sheltered her in his house because she was homeless and without money or shelter, and stole a considerable sum of money from him and fled in broad daylight. The accused girl hid her identity and changed her name and appearance wherever she went. She was known in Port Sudan City as Iqbal. In Khartoum, she claimed that her name was Ashraka. In the city of Omdurman, she lied to the family of the church pastor and said her name was Ilham. In Khartoum Bari, she told Haj Abdullah's family that her name was Aman. Once she claimed that she was a university student named Ashraka, and another time she became a Muslim girl called Inam. Then she abandoned Islam and became a Christian, converted to Christianity, and called herself Ilham, and another time after she fled from the church. She told Haj Abdullah's family that she was a devout Muslima who wore the hijab and abaya and said her name was Aman. When she was a Christian in the church, she wore shirts and trousers, and the police found pictures of her to prove this. Everywhere she went, she told a different story about herself and her place of origin. She changed her name, her clothes, her behavior, and the truth about her identity as if she were a chameleon that changes its color everywhere she moves. Her real name is Insaf Salah al-Junaid, and she is a citizen of the city of Gadaref. The breaking news about the girl who killed 4 people and stole expensive jewelry and money caused a great stir and curiosity in the 3 capitals of Sudan, Khartoum, Omdurman, and Bari. Everywhere in Sudan, people discussed the serious charges against her. Her stunning beauty and sexy body increased people's curiosity and admiration for her. People viewed her case with contradictory feelings of admiration and aversion. Many loved her and few hated her. Most of those who hated her are religious men, and the majority of those who loved her are secular women. People reacted differently to her problem. Some of them saw the accused girl as a victim to the selfish motives of lustful rich men. This is a feminist group. Some saw the girl as a victim of economic pressure. These are among anti-government political parties. However, none of them viewed the accused girl as an innocent suspect. They collectively accepted the validity of the charges against her. Women's rights activists called on the government to save the girl's life, but they insisted that she should be punished with a long imprisonment term. The government considered the girl's case criminal in nature and should be dealt with in the Khartoum Criminal Court. The search for the dangerous accused girl was so intense that more than 200 girls were arrested on the same day. Among them there are homeless girls, prostitutes who were arrested in brothels, and some are street hookers. Many of the apprehended girls are students at high schools and universities, such as the University of Khartoum and Cairo Branch University. They were arrested in public parks, cinema halls, and the banks of the Nile River. Then they were taken from the hands and arms of their lovers and clients and placed, females and males, in police custody. When the news of the mass arrests spread, many families prevented their daughters from going to the streets that day. As a matter of fact, the Islamic government seized the opportunity and decided to cleanse the capital city of open and disguised prostitution. Some student girls were rescued by their families before the policemen could interrogate, torture, and gang rape them. As for the arrested girls whose families were unable to provide sufficient evidence that their friends were related to them by blood, or married to them, or engaged to them, they were detained under the attempted adultery law. This law was recently created by one of the modern Sudanese jurists and was added to Sharia law. Under this law, any married woman or unmarried girl found talking, standing, sitting, or walking with a man who is not her husband, brother, father, or grandfather must be arrested for the crime of committing adultery or attempting to commit indecency, and the penalty for both the woman and man will be the same as those who are caught red-handed committing adultery. The suspected girl was arrested late at night on the same day she committed the murder of Haja Shada in her luxurious home. She was arrested when she was seen wandering aimlessly alone along the riverbank. 2 hours later, 4 large female interrogators pulled her out of police custody and took her to the interrogation room. Then they fixed her hands and tied them with ropes at 2 corners, leaving her legs hanging in the air. She became as if she has been crucified. They stripped her of her dress and left her half naked. A strong, bright light, like that of a football field at night, focused on her face. She felt the hot flashlight, like the rays of the scorching sun, penetrating her closed eyes. She also sensed as if she was thrown with ropes tied into a sauna with extremely hot temperature that burned the skin of her naked body. Although she closed her eyes, she was unable to protect her face from burning due to the intense heat. She pulled hard to free her hands from the ropes, but she couldn't. Then an angry female voice like that of a mother ogre shouted in her ears, "Listen, bitch, we know every crime you committed. So, do not try to act smart and deny your crimes. We will tell you what charges you face, and you must admit to them. If you deny any accusation, we will peel your skin and pull out your nails. We don't care if you die while we're interrogating you. We had cases where stubborn female criminals died during interrogation. No one can hold us responsible if we kill you during questioning you. If you disagree with the charges, your attorney will try to defend you in court, but will certainly fail." The main accused girl of the murder of the pimp woman Shada heard the threats and instructions and knew that the policewoman who said them meant every word of it. "What is your full name?" she shouted, with the same harsh feminine voice as a hyena's howl. "Insaf Salah al-Junaid. How old are you?" "I am 18-year-old. Are these your photos?" Insaf slowly opened her eyes and looked at the pictures. She has become shocked when she saw herself completely undressed and standing naked in front of the Saudi sheikh. Seeing the old man sitting on the sofa, lustfully looking at her naked body, made her feel disgusted. She tried to free her hands from the ropes and get the obscene photos from the policewoman's hands and destroy them. When she could not succeed in freeing her hands, she spat on those shameful pictures. "You hate those bad pictures, but you do not hate the money that was paid to you to expose your private parts in front of a strange man," said the same investigator. Insaf said while crying bitterly and heartily, "I didn't receive any money for those dirty photos. They were filmed without my knowledge by that evil pimp woman, Haja Shada, who blackmailed me and forced me to expose my body in front of that impudent old Saudi man who enjoyed seeing the nakedness of a victim girl like me. Why did you kill the woman who linked you to the rich Saudi man and allowed you to commit adultery with him in her house? Was it because she refused to give you enough money?" "I didn't kill her for money. I killed her because she wanted to sell my body to have sex with a Sudanese policeman who she said was coming to blackmail me as well." "So, you admitted that you killed Haja Shada?" "Yes, I killed her, and if she comes back to life, I will cut her into pieces." "Why did you kill your friend Badriya Adarub, who was your roommate? Was the reason also a dispute over the division of illicit money?" "I did not kill my friend Badriya. Another person attacked her and stabbed her in the chest with a dagger while she was sleeping at night in her room. I saw the killer when he ran out of her room and fled from our apartment." "If you didn't kill her, why did you run away from her dead body and your apartment? Why didn't you stay in the apartment, call the police, and report the murder?" "I was very scared." "Why were you so afraid to report the murder to the police if you were an innocent girl as you claimed?" "I don't know." Insaf hesitated to tell her investigators that she was afraid that the police would arrest her for killing her husband, the old man Hajta. After she said this vague sentence, "I don't know," she felt a strong slap on her face. She was not prepared or expecting that blow, therefore she felt like an angry lioness slapped her. She also felt as if a bullet had been fired into her cheek from point-blank range. Insaf screamed loudly in unbearable pain. Another hand stroked her neck and left ear. "We told you, you filthy whore, to tell us the truth. We are not here to chat with you. Don't tell us no again," shouted the same policewoman who is interrogating her. "I don't know, that's a vague answer you can give to one of your men and pimps, but not to a police interrogator. You and your roommate Badriya were prostitutes and disguised yourselves as university students studying at the University of Khartoum. Am I right? Asked the harsh feminine voice. Insaf shouted angrily, we were neither prostitutes nor college students. Rather, we were friends and roommates. We will cut out your tongue if you lie to us again. We have a police record of Badria's activities. She was a call girl for her male clients, and she was also a prostitute who sold her body to men on the streets. She had no other job or any other source of income. We found a lot of money and gold ornaments in her room. She had expensive clothes too. We also found expensive dresses and jewelry in your room. Tell us where you and Badria got the money and those expensive jewelries. I'm not a whore. I am a respectable and good Muslim girl from a noble Arab family. Are you the good Arab Muslim girl who stabbed her slut friend and ran away and became a high-profile prostitute for displaying her naked body for wealthy Arab men? The police investigator asked the accused, Insaf, sarcastically. I did not kill Badria. I told you someone else killed her, and I don't know why he killed her. You are the main suspect in Badria's murder, and your escape and hiding from justice confirmed that you actually killed her. Insaf was unable to respond to this accusation. She kept crying. You also killed your legal Muslim husband, Haj Taha, on your first wedding night and fled. I didn't kill him intentionally. I pushed him, and he fell on the hardwood floor of my room, cracked his fragile skull and died. Why did you push him and cause his sudden death? Because he was trying to rape me. The investigating policewoman herself said again sarcastically. Your Muslim husband wanted to rape you. What a ridiculous excuse to give to the police to try to justify yourself for committing yet another murder of an innocent person. The old man, Haj Taha, was not my legal Muslim husband. You mean to tell us that he came to your family at night and told your parents, I want to commit adultery with your teenage daughter, Insaf. My father married me to Haj Taha against my will. This means that you were married to the late old man by your father. Your father contracted your marriage with him at the mosque. He is your father and your guardian, so the Islamic Sharia law gives him the right to arrange your marriage without taking your permission. The suspect Insaf remained silent again. You admitted that you pushed the old man on your first wedding night, and he fell on his back and broke his neck and fractured his skull. He died instantly before your mother discovered his death and called the police the next morning. You caused his death and escaped from his dead body without telling anyone about his death. Therefore, you are responsible for killing him. Insaf confirmed and admitted this accusation. However, she cried like never before. The same harsh feminine voice asked, why did you kill your illegitimate infant after giving birth to him out of the marriage bond? Or was it your mother who strangled the infant and killed him because he was born as a bastard child? Insaf has become extremely surprised when she heard the above-mentioned accusation made against her and her mother. She thought that the police interrogator mixed up her case with that of another girl. I have never given birth to a child in my life, whether he was Walid Halal or Walid Haram or a bastard child or a legitimate baby. I also did not kill any infant. You had a love affair with a black African Negro boy from South Sudan called Deng. Your parents considered your love relationship as an abominable love because you are a purebred Arab girl and your lover is a black Negro slave, as they claimed. We, as policewomen, know that Sudanese statutory law does not prohibit love relationships between white Arab girls and black African men, but Arab customs reject that. The police report stated that your Negro lover, Deng, committed adultery with you and impregnated you outside of the legal Islamic marriage bond. When your Arab parents learned of your illegitimate pregnancy, they locked you inside the house until you gave birth to the bastard child. Of course, no Muslim or Arab family wants to keep a bastard child because that is against the law. To hide the scandal, you or your mother suffocated the baby on the same day you secretly delivered him with a midwife's assistant. In the middle of the night, your family threw the dead baby into a creek near your home. Then your father wanted to get rid of you by marrying any Arab man, regardless of his age or social status. You were an incredibly lucky Arab girl because your Muslim father did not slaughter you in an honor killing. Instead, he married you to the old man Haj Taha, whom you said you killed on your first wedding night. Insaf listened to this story with great amazement. She saw some truth in it, but she wondered how the bastard child, the so-called Walid Haram, had been added to her tragedy. The investigating policewomen waited some time for her response. When she did not respond, they concluded that she had confessed to the crime of committing adultery, giving birth to a bastard child, and killing him by strangling him to death. Now, let's come to the theft charges. You stole and ran away with the jewelry of your Arab fiancé, Samir Wad Masood, while you were in Port Sudan City. You also broke the safe of a church pastor in his office and stole a hefty sum of money from him when you came to this city. Are these accusations true? These are not true accusations. I did not intentionally take the jewelry of my wealthy Arab fiancé, Samir Masood. I ran away with them on my body on the day of our engagement party and was unable to return and give them to my fiancé Samir's family. I feared that I would be arrested and convicted for causing the death of my alleged Muslim husband, the old man Haj Taha. When I came by train from Port Sudan to Khartoum, I kept them with me in my apartment until I escaped from Badria's body. I left all those pieces of expensive jewelry hidden in my room when I ran away. No one, not even my friend Badria, knew that I was hiding the gold jewelry in my room. What did you do with the pastor's money that you looted when you robbed his office safe and stole the church's savings? I did not rob anyone's house or steal any money from the office treasury of the church pastor, the father of my Christian lover, William. I did not flee from his house, which was within the campus of his church, until he threatened to hand me over to the police. How did you escape from his house? I escaped through the window of my small room, then jumped over the wall and fled. You escaped from the pastor's residence in the same way thieves escape when they steal people's property. I was neither a robber nor a burglar. I fled from them because they wanted to hand me over to the police. Only thieves, prostitutes, murderers, and other criminals are afraid to hand themselves over to police authority. I am not one of these criminals. I am an innocent girl of all the false charges that have been unfairly and slandered against me. Well, tell the judge and his jurymen that when you stand before them in the dock at the criminal court. I think we're done with her. Another policewoman said, "Yes, ma'am." Then untie the ropes from her hands, dress her up, then take her to the women's jail. Those concluding words have been shouted by the police investigator who interrogated the suspected girl, Insaf Salah al-Junaid.